Reps, good evening, buddy. AR, good evening, buddy. Just give me 1 second, just about to start, 1 moment. All right, let's put that over there. Actually, maybe not, we'll see. What do we have? Let's see, what do we have? So I have this crap open. Close that. Close that, close that. That's okay, I suppose. Programmers, yeah. Oh my God, look who is here. Matty is here. Jesus Christ. Good evening, buddy. How are you? Whew. All right, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. That's so cool. How are you folks doing? How is life? What's the blur? Can't see the... Well, the blur is there. It kind of sucks without the blur, right? That's the problem. You see, if I remove the blur, then my beautiful face is not in focus, right? And it's such a shame not to see this handsome face, right? So that's the blur, right? See? Jace, Drav, good evening, friends. How are you? So that's how it is, right? I need to emphasize the beautiful parts of my head. It's my face and my overall head. Very pretty. Beautiful, people say. People often say, hey, Alex. I don't think there's mess, no? I don't have mess, man. I'm very clean. There's no mess here. There's no mess here, man. This is always vacuum cleaned and stuff. I vacuum clean basically once every 5 days here in the office, because I only basically spend time streaming from here. No, it's a good lesson, right? It's a good lesson. You know, clean your room. You know how Jordan Peterson said in seven Rules for Life, right? One of the chapters of his book says, clean your room, right? Clean your room before you try to change the world, right? Clean your room before you try to change the world. Music kind of loud. Thank you very much. I have a question. Yes. I have a question, Alex, and I need you to answer it for me. It can be TypeScript related as well. I'm fine with that. Wait, what the fuck did I want to do? Oh yeah, backlog. Wasn't I in the backlog already? All right, so what I wanted to do was... No, not really. Oh yeah, it's this thing. Stop reps. How is life? I think everybody is dev here. Yes, I would think so. Yes. I would think that everybody here is a dev. Yes. Okay, so let's actually run. Oh, what the heck? No, that's not what I wanted. Let's go CDF. Let's run the storybook actually. Yeah, let's get over here and let's see what the hell. What sort of backend technology would you say is great for an API when response time is critical? Response time has to be fast as possible. I was looking into Golang, but do you have any experience with anything related? Well, I mean, what is it? What is it that you want to do? Like, the question is a little bit narrow, right? I need more context. What is the data doing, right? You have to be more specific. What is the system about, right? Golang is clearly number one already, I can tell you. So Golang in general is the language to use to build APIs, right? So there's no question about that, right? So for instance, if this product ever got popular that we're building here in the stream, I would probably start rewriting those services in Go, right? There's no question about that, right? It's concurrent, it's an easy language, it's a clean language, right? And the only reason why I'm not using it for this project is because I am utilizing this isomorphic thing and having same language at both ends. It makes it easier for me. I have to switch context less because you're kind of always in the same context. But if this was a successful product already, or if it ever becomes one, we would definitely switch to Go. But share more details, what it is that service is supposed to do. This is not a website. This is our storybook. Okay, so we're gonna continue a bit with TipTap today. Some subset of data will be provided in product code, and the API would then search a large data set, say 50 million records, and return the rows JSON. Well, I don't think that has anything to do with API then. If you need a database to be fast, then the responsibility is on database, not the API, right? So I don't think that that really right. So yeah, I am using Tailwind, yes. So I don't think that that responsibility is on a database. Good evening, Mathis. How are you, buddy? So yeah. Golang is definitely the best language to build APIs. There's no question about that. So that's thank you very much, Kirill. Good evening, buddy. Always good to have you here. Always feels better for me as well. But what is to say, Matty, right? So Golang is the API language. There's no question about that, right? Nobody can neglect that, right? Now, give me 1 second. Let me do a bit of this. So that's a short answer, and maybe slightly longer answer. Again, you have channels. You have a lot of very nice concurrent APIs in Go. It goes very well with services like PubSub and RabbitMQ for some messaging and stuff like that, right? So it's highly concurrent language. So it is generally used for when you have a lot of requests, right? I think so if we check any random performance benchmarks, I think that Go is way ahead. JavaScript, for instance, right? Well, this is a shitty fucking article. Is there like something concrete? Of course, always take the benchmarks with a grain of salt, as they say, right? Because how they're done, what they're doing, right? Again, in 99.9% circumstances, the bottleneck is not going to be API, right? So that's why I asked if this is like a messaging service, you want to be building like a RabbitMQ, you know, PubSub, GCP, PubSub, whatever, then API matters a lot, right? If this is super database intensive, then the API language is slightly less relevant. It's still relevant, but it's slightly less relevant, right? So that's why I'm saying using any search engines in production. I am not. No, we don't have search implemented yet. We don't have search implemented yet. Why? Because there's no content. I'm going to implement search when there's at least 50 articles or 100 articles on the platform. Right now, people who actually even log into Programmer Network, they just post basically here. Few of us, we read an article here and there, but so search is useless right now. There's nothing that you can search for, right? So in order for me to prioritize building search, there has to be something to search for, right? No, I'm not going to introduce third-party service. I'm going to implement basic linear search once we you know, like you have to build the system in steps, right? I'm not going to add all of those dependencies up front. That's not how I build the systems, right? Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, guys. Right? You don't need to smack full-fledged search system like Elasticsearch up front, right? Just like this notification system that Kirill and I built. It's the most dumbest, most simplest notification system, and it works. When it no longer works properly, we're gonna either improve it or we're gonna replace it with another one. Thank you very much for the sub, guys. I very much appreciate it. So I'm not gonna be adding any third-party dependencies until scalability and performance becomes an issue. Then we either optimize or we then install stuff. You should fight against dependencies, not for dependencies. So whenever you don't have to add a third-party dependency, so that should be your values, right? Like we should try not to add dependencies, right? So, and we should only add them if it's meaningful, if it saves time, if it actually provides less, if it solves more problem than it introduces, right? Because every dependency solves some problems and it reduces some problems as well, right? So nothing is free. You don't just set up another servers in your Docker and it just works, right? Sure, absolutely. If it works, if you have a product that needs super heavy search and to be fast, efficient, low redundancy and stuff, absolutely. We don't have that here, right? If I was to implement a search system now in Programmer Network, it would take me 2 hours, right? I would literally implement the most stupid search, take the string, query all the records, because there's so very few records in this system that implementing some separate service to which you have to replicate data, cache it, index it would be way too much, right? For saving video and stuff, for video stuff, that's very hard, right? You want to use some streaming services for video. Cloudflare has something. AWS has some streaming services. GCP has them. That's the land I would never go into, right? That's a hard thing to solve. It requires a lot of computation, requires a lot of infrastructure knowledge that I don't have on that level to even maybe comprehend right now. But I would never implement any sort of streaming manually. So that's probably one of the very few things I would never dare to implement manually, right? So if we needed live streaming or any video streaming on demand or not, I would use a service for that, right? All right, let's write a bit of code because we're talking too much. Yeah. So let's actually, we never created a story for TipTap, which is super strange. So let's do that. So let's say tiptap.stories.jsx. And let's find a blank story that I have that I made just so I can copy it as a template. And yeah, let's kind of nuke this crap. Let's say here, rich text editing. And let's say TipTap. Blah, blah, blah. Let's primary, temporary, okay, whatever. Let's say here, TipTap, yes. And let's pass the most minimal stuff that it actually needs. Let's go to like new article or whatever and find how am I using TipTap? What do I have to pass it? So let's make a story. On editor state change, let's just whatever, I don't actually care. Let's just let's use this like, yeah, beautiful. Do we need a ref? I don't actually know. Let's just pass null here. Let's just make the story render first, and then we're gonna make a few of them, and then we're gonna do some stuff. Maybe in the front end today, maybe a bit more front end than back end today. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see where this stream takes us. Primary TipTap. Okay, is this exploding now? I suppose it is, yeah. No elements were found for selector root. Interesting. What does that even mean? React modal. No elements were found for root. Okay. Which modal? And why? Tip tab. Let's see here. Tip tab. Yeah. Modal. That's super awkward. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Label content controls. Yeah, whatever. Editor null. Let's actually see what is this error. I mean, it's not finding some DOM element for sure. No elements were found for selector root. But why modal? Where am I actually? I'm not actually rendering modal anywhere inside of this tip tab. So why would it actually complain? Let's take a look. Let's search here, find in folder modal. So I am actually using modal somewhere. Let's see where. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So what can I just create a dummy thing here? Let's just say div. Let's self-close it here, literally like this, and let's say ID root. Would this fix it in the story at least? No elements were found for selector root. Interesting. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we might have an issue now with this modal, and this modal kind of sucks. We'll need to replace that anyway, but yeah. Set app elements, yeah. Give me one moment. Don't we have it here, like root? Yeah. Shit. Okay. Well, whatever, right? I don't feel like fixing this now because we somewhere in the toolbar, I believe we're depending on the modal, right? And yeah, but that modal requires the root app to attach itself to create like a hidden display none instance to the actual whole application. And now we don't actually have that. So let's see modal. Can we somehow control that and say screw you? Modal, react modal. Okay, yeah. Set app element. I see. So basically, what if we don't do this at all? Can we at least render the story for now? I think we should be able to. Beautiful. Okay, great. There we go. Okay, so let's get rid of this crap over here. See, like, yeah, okay, great. I want to isolate today for today's stream, at least for some of the stuff we're gonna do. I don't want to be in the context of the whole app just so we can avoid the side effects. I just want us to be able to focus on the editor. All right, cool. Give me 1 second. Let me just stretch my legs. I've been walking past 2 days like an animal. All right, cool. So what do we want to do today? Well, today I would like to get rid of this navbar, and let me show you the problem why I want to get rid of it. And let me actually show you what I want to get. So where I want us to get to is this partially this. So I want us basically to have this hover menu, right? This hover toolbar. So you select some text. So something like this, and also when you select some text, you get the bubble over the text, right? Why is that? Because I've noticed that the experience of writing is kind of shitty sometimes. Like if I go to some of my articles, like focus on getting things done, right? Like if I want to make this thing, I don't know, H1 or whatever, I need to constantly keep scrolling up, right? So I want to make this, I don't know, something, I need to go up, right? So I need to keep, so if you're writing something super long, you need to go up and down, right? And that's a super shitty user experience, right? I mean, for me, I'm literally, before I'm making this for anyone else, I'm making this platform for myself. So that's why I basically like to build something quickly, then we release it, we see how it feels, and if it's very easy to see, to know when things don't feel very good, right? It takes 2-3 days of use to realize, shit, this just doesn't feel right. So this toolbar doesn't feel right? You have to, sure, I mean, we could make this toolbar to kind of be sticky. So when you scroll to the point of toolbar, it kind of stays there and follows you. That potentially also, in my opinion, is an actual nice solution, right? But no, it's a nice solution. It can be made to be super cool, but we're not going to do that. So yeah, so what we want to do is I found this library someone shared with me. I believe it was Kirill who shared it with me. This is something related to Vercel or whatever, and we are not going to install any of this crap. What we're going to do instead, we're going to actually we will take some of this code, right, for our own use, right? Well, you cannot steal something that's open source, right? Ah, I see. Okay. Well, either way, we're gonna take some of this stuff. Slash commands, we're gonna see if I want that. But what I actually want is the editor bubble menu. So I want this crap, I think. Actually, no, do we even need this crap? It's like, I think we only need the part of where they dynamically show it, right? Where they dynamically show it based on the, I mean, now when I think about it, do we even need this? Yeah, but we would then have to figure out, yeah, no. So what do we focus on though is the question, right? Editor, okay, editor props. Uh, shit, man, there is a lot of code here that we have to. I mean, we would have to write this as well. I mean, some of this crap I don't like how it looks like, but you know that's just me. Insert chunks of generated text. Yeah, so none of this we need actually. This is for that slash menu at least for now. Node selector, links, node selector. Let's see what is this doing. So basically, if we are to understand what we want, right? So say you have some text, let's go here. So basically, you select the text and we want to show the menu, right? Now, the showing of the menu is the least concern. We can build that with just CSS and plain JavaScript fairly quickly. The only thing is we need to now fiddle a bit with this prose mirror API, or to say TipTap APIs, because we need to figure out how to. So this is basically how all the rich text editors work, right? You have a concept of anchors and basically where's the start of the cursor, end of the cursor, selection state, the content state of the editor. So now in this case, we would say, hey, well, if I have those things, right, and I select this, we would need to kind of get that selection, see where that selection is, and then relative to that point, to the X and Y, we would then have to show, well, actually it would be next to our cursor. So basically what we have to do is fairly simple, right? So check if something is selected, and if it's selected, show some menu on the cursor where your cursor is, right? So actually you're not really showing the menu that's referenced to the selection. You're just saying if I have something selected in the editor state, then at my position show something, right? On mobile it sucks, yeah. But I'm not expecting people to write technical articles on mobile, right? So that's why I don't care much, right? I don't think that anyone is gonna sit and very hardly and write an article. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making too many assumptions. I don't know. That's just my opinion right now, but we'll see. But honestly, of course, it would save us a lot of time if we would make it sticky, right? So that's very true, right? Actually, and that also wouldn't be bad because as you scroll, right? But that's also a little bit complicated to implement, right? Because we would have to actually stop here, which means we would need to kind of calculate some distance from this place to somewhere, right? Yeah, but that's different, right? That's SSHing to some remote server and writing a technical article are very different things, right? I don't know, just for me. Thank you very much, Divi, for. So I don't actually know. Like this could also work. I'm just thinking about it, and then this kind of stops here, right? But then what? Yeah, that's the problem. Then we would need to make this content scrollable, right? No, we can't do that. No. Okay, so we could have some fun and try to build this. Thank you very much, guys, for the follows. So let's kind of figure this out, right? So what is it if we think logically? What it is that we have to do, right? So let's kind of write it here. So figure out how to get the selection state inside. This should be fairly simple, I'm pretty sure. Once we have that, yeah, at the location of our cursor, show some element, right? So let's start simple. Let's be kind of agile here. Let's start very simple, right? So, okay, so tip tap, let's go to docs, tip tap get selection. Yeah, there we go, right? We don't really give a crap about selection, to be honest. Actually, we do primarily because we're gonna actually have to figure out what is the element that's selected, right? Because sometimes we will not be able to show all sorts of, but let's imagine it's this, right? So give me 1 second. Let me just see. So are we using an update or on transaction? Because I think in this case, yes. So there's another. Yeah, let's actually go here. So in TipTap, you have two methods. You have on update method when the content state updates, and on transaction when the state, anything in the editor changes, meaning a selection happened, something happened, right? And we can see that on update, we're actually not really getting, right? I would expect, so let's actually try that as well. So if I go here, shit. Yeah, so you see, we're not really getting that I've selected something, right? Okay, let's go back here. So let's say tip tap on updates. Shit. Mm. Let me just try that. I'm just assuming in case I actually remember this properly. I don't genuinely know. Yeah, so you can see now actually, as I'm just clicking it inside of this thing, right? We're actually getting some state changing. So now we can actually, inside of here, we can try to get this thing, right? So we can say we have the editor instance in here when some transaction happens. So we can say, hey, let's see if this is still the API or test. And let's do this fella, right? Now, let's actually close that crap and that crap as well. We're getting shit tons of errors, which means that it's not correct, right? So let's see editor. Let's actually just print the editor and let's find it ourselves where that object is, right? So blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So editor view, probably there is selection somewhere here, selection. Yeah, editor view state. Yes, and where is the selection? Yeah, here it is. So editor, is there some utility method like has selection, is selected? No, but yeah, it is editor. That's the API, editor.view shit. Or what was it? Editor dot state dot view, right? Come on, man. What the fuck is going on? Editor dot editor. Okay, yeah, so that's the problem. Okay. All right, I see. So we need to basically destructure this. We need to stay editor dot state dot view dot selection, right? Something like that, right? Yeah. Motherfucker. Okay. Try that again. Okay, that seems to be fine. So now if I do this, we'll see. I mean, I don't think we need a debounce. I don't think that's necessary. We're not calling any function. This is happening internally. The only thing we need to figure out, like, wait a minute. Let's go to ChatGPT. Just see, just to does TipTap has some utility that determines if some content is selected? Has selection or similar? And if not, can we write one? Yeah, nice, nice, exactly, right? So this is pretty much cool, right? Yeah, literally what I want. Good. So let's just test this, right? Let's just print it. So this is, yeah, let's clear that crap. So you can see, has the selection when I deselect, test is now false. So that's great, right? So let's kind of move this stuff into our utils. I think we have some tip-tap utils, right? Yeah. No, tip-tap utils. Didn't we have it? Yeah. Let's just say here has selection. You know what? Actually, let's do it like this because this is going to be like, yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Where were we? Where were we? Not here. Not here. Oh yeah, we were here, right? Okay, great. Okay. I mean, yeah, whatever. Okay, we are in the context of Storybook, so it's fine. Let's say import tip-tap utils. And what is this? A class, an object, and a, okay, great. So let's say here tip-tap utils dot has selection, and then we give it an editor. Oops, editor. Thank you very much, boss, for the. Yeah, I'm just implementing basically like yeah, selection. Just to, exactly. I want to know if some text is selected, right? We want to do this so we can then say, okay, something is selected. Let's show some data. Okay, so now at this point, right? I mean, this is if we want to build this functionality ourselves and not use some existing plugin, and we do want that, in fact, right? So now this is going to basically mean, hey, there is a selection. To show something, right? Let's do it like this, just so it gives us a bit of. If the state is so, okay, wait. Implement a simple component on top of this one that will show on the x and y of the user's cursor when the selection returns true. Just so we save time with the get bounding client and this basic API, right? Crap, right? Yeah, yeah, just so we can save some time doing this dynamic stuff manually, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yes. So let's just do this as a boilerplate here for us, and then we're gonna work our way around it. Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, well, that it did a bit more than I wanted, which is good, because I would have forgotten about some of those things. But okay, that's fine. That's actually good. I mean, that's what I mean. It's actually good. Numinex, my friend, whenever I open ChatGPT, you appear. I swear to God that it's 100% must be that you're just waiting for it to happen. This cannot be a coincidence. Like, no way. Literally, I just opened ChatGPT a second ago. Unbelievable, man. Like, he's waiting in the shadows and just waiting for me. Just waiting for me, right? Like, 100%. JS Mania, good evening, buddy. Good to see you again. There we go, right? Text select. Of course, we don't want that, right? We only want to show. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And we don't want to. We don't want it to move with the actual. Wait. I don't want the shown div to move with the content. I want it to remain at the selected text position, or to say at the place where initial selection happened. Oh, my friend is Yellowbird is Mieszko is writing to me. I'm gonna read it later. I don't know what he wrote, and I'm too scared to show it in the stream. Too much alter ego between me and him. Yeah, like you don't want to know our jokes. They're as dark as you don't want to know. Let me just put it that way. You don't want to know. Too dark, too dark. Way too dark. I'm not sure what a loaded question is, but you can ask anything. Of course, man. That's why I'm here. The fuck? Head selection. Ah, my bad. My bad. Tip tap utils dot has selection. Beautiful. Ah. Okay, well, it's not really showing at the right place, but it's okay. It almost is. But that's the idea, right? So when we select something, we want some div to be shown right now. I'm currently studying CS university and I want eventually to be full stack. I'm just reading a question. Any advice to get good at coding and making websites and eventually full stack website without tutorials? Well, I mean, I think you're contradicting yourself a bit, right? You're saying that you know a lot about JavaScript, but then you're saying that you can't build things, right? Which means that you don't know a lot about JavaScript, and that is perfectly fine and normal. Nobody knew JavaScript when they were in university, right? So don't take this as a critique. It's just logical. Nobody knew that. So the only way you can get good at programming is by building things, right? No matter if you're studying from tutorial or book or whatever, you can watch 5,000 hours of videos and blogs, but until you sit down and write things, that's a very different beast, right? And it's not the thing in software that's hard isn't writing code now. What I'm doing here now isn't what's hard. What's hard is that you take the whole project and built it in this cohesive, logical way so that all of those things that you're doing now and tomorrow in a month work together. And this is where experience cannot be bought or taught, right? This is something you get a feeling of day by day, year by year by working in here. So again, you can learn all the JavaScript in the world. You can read the whole ECMAScript spec and know every single detail, but that doesn't mean that you can code. That just means that you know details, right? But in simple words, what's hard, right? What's hard is that you need to have this overall picture of things as you build them, right? So you know how I say often in my stream, like I'm not building one-offs, right? I'm never building features that only work for this. I have to think ahead. Okay, well, I've built also those 45 other features. How is this gonna work with them, right? So in simple words, this is the hard thing in software, is building this whole system or building things at this moment, but having the broad picture, the big picture of the rest of your system and the future of where your system is going, right? And the only way you can do that is by building things. There's no book, there's no shortcut. You can take my whole shelf of books, take them home and read them for 10 years, and you will not become better by 1%, literally. You can read the Pragmatic Programmer, you can read clean code, you can read whatever you want. That's not going to make you a programmer. That's just going to make you very theoretical. But to build up this feeling in you, this feeling of being able to track all of those things as you build them, you can only do that by experience. There's no shortcut there. So in simple words, you have to build things constantly. There's no other way, right? You just need to build, and that's it. And I think a lot of you guys today, new people, students, young people, I actually think that you are at disadvantage when it comes to courses. Like, when I was very young, I lived in a very small town. I lived near this government office in a city center. And I remember they gave me a PHP book once, and I was reading that book for like a year because I had no other book. I only had that one resource. It was PHP 3. And that was the only thing. I was hugging that book. I remember how happy I was. It's like, man, I got this book and I can learn from it. It's in my native language, right? And then a couple of years later, somebody bought or gave me Visual Basic 6 book. Yeah, it was Visual Basic 6, and I was also so happy, man. I saw it was the first book where I saw like colored pages. So I saw the Visual Basic, I saw the Visual Studio, like a graphical editor. I would go home and build apps. But today, you guys, right? You guys have so much stuff today that you can learn from that puts you actually in disadvantage, not advantage, because you can't focus on a single course and finish it. Is there anyone actually in this chat who has ever finished the whole course? Genuine question. Is there anyone here who has ever bought and finished a single course? Okay, Kirill is a very pragmatic and very... Never taken any course. I trust in Kirill. Kirill is a very, very organized, very pragmatic guy. He's going to be a great developer. Exactly. So you see, basically, that's the point, right? Like, you have to learn to finish things, right? This generation, the new generation is crippled in that sense due to this complete overflow of information that you suffer from. You're just incapable of finishing anything you start. This is literally like a plague. This is like a corona, right? It's like you have to learn to finish things, man. Like, start the fucking course and finish it, then start another course and finish it. This constant search for that course, that only holy grail course that's going to solve all of your problems, that course doesn't exist. You have to remember that. The course that's like, okay, this is the course that I'm going to finish and I'm going to become great. Such thing doesn't exist, right? So you have to choose a course and finish the fucking course, and then you choose another course. Like you have to break out of this mental mental barrier that you have, right? This lock in your head, right? Buy the course, finish the course, and that's it. Buy the book, finish the fucking book, man. Like that's it, right? Uh, yeah, but you can't do that. Like, look, if the course, if you buy a course and that course is 40 hours long, so there's 40 hours of content. It takes maybe 200 hours minimum to finish that course, right? Like when you buy a course and it says 40 hours of video, that means that you're going to finish it probably in 2 to 300 hours, right? So you have to focus and do things in order. Those mentors, those guys who made those courses, they didn't pull that content out of their ass. They sat down, they organized it, they figured out, they have some rationale behind why that course goes in that order, right? So stop looking for that holy grail course, right? It doesn't exist. Stop looking for that university, that boot camp, this and that, right? Um, yeah, I just watch in 4x and instantly digest exactly. But anyway, right? Like the problem isn't the content, right? There has never been easier in history of the humankind to learn anything. But on the other hand, paradoxically, also due to this mental kind of right. So just focus and do one fucking thing at a time, man. Focus on one thing and do it, right? That's it. It's not that hard, right? Yeah, this is exactly what I needed. Okay, great, great, great. Okay, good. This is what I needed. Great, beautiful. Literally what I wanted. And it saved us a lot of time. We would have ended up literally writing the same crap. Beautiful. Let's see if that's what it does. Okay, fuck you. Okay, never mind. So what the hell happened? So let's see, how does it actually calculate fixed? Fuck you, motherfucker. Okay, Jesus Christ, man. Okay, that's what I want. Fuck you. That was amazing. Shit. And it was genuine. It was deeply from my heart. I literally meant it. Like, fuck you, man. Okay. Ah, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. You have to sometimes. If the fuck you have, okay. And then of course you see like now when you click outside of the editor, so we're gonna have to handle like that is the beauty sometimes of libraries, right? A lot of those libraries like solve the same shit that we have to build now. We need to have some sort of a event listener that listens also on the outer content where this editor is, right, and stuff like that. So the thing is, man, the thing is, like the problem with a lot of you and a lot of you are fucking ungrateful brats, right? Even here in chat, is that I can't comprehend that you live in the times where you can get literally university level course for $10. Like no, 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 seriously, like how ungrateful you have to be. Like people 20 years ago, 15 used to have to go to university, was the like only place almost to learn programming. Right now you're like, oh my god, this course is $5 and it's only 60 hours of amazing content. Like, oh, this tough life, right? No, man, but like just like it's like you have everything available to you. You just have to take it. Like you have so many. It's like a dream, man. It's like learning to program today. It's so much easier than learning. Not even I don't want to even say 30 years ago or 20. Like even 10 years ago, you can go to YouTube, man, and find amazing mentors, amazing developers who are doing pretty much what I'm doing here in the stream, right? It's like it's like, what do you need, right? What it is that you guys actually want. Like, should somebody sit for you and learn it for you? Like, oh, let me actually sit and I'm gonna learn it for you. So it's not like you have to sit and do the work, man. There's no fucking magic wand, right? Sit, find the course is like, it's free, man. How amazing that is. You get free education, man. Like, in your chair at your home, you can do it whenever you want. You can repeat the same lesson however you want. I don't genuinely know what else, right? You know, what else does one need, right? Like, it's literally the only thing. Maybe yeah, Panosa is right. I think ChatGPT is exactly that. Like, okay, I don't actually even want to learn. I'll just copy paste. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Anyway, just like you have everything you need, man. Only thing you don't have is the focus, is the consistency. It's persistency, you know, and persistence and stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know what else do we need really. It's crazy shit, man. Genuinely crazy. I mean, to some extent, I mean, the thing is, I mean, 100%. I mean, you should probably be better off if you were coding now than watching me. There's no question about that. All right? Like if you wanted to learn, right? I mean, that's undeniable, right? Let me not like sell you some fog here, right? I mean, you can get inspired maybe by watching me, and you can have fun, and this is also partly an entertainment as well. But you have to mix it up. You cannot just watch someone for fun, right? Like, for example, I go to IT conferences because I get inspired, right? I go there and I meet thousands of other developers. I see they're doing super nice stuff. So I get inspired, right? Like, that's why I go. It's like you go, like, so you can use this stream as well to some degree to get inspired, right? But you will not learn like the craft here. You have to do it yourself, right? Okay, let me shut the fuck up a bit now. All right, great. So, okay, cool. Oh, I love you, Panosa, man. I love you. And I love you because I know that's actually true. That's actually true, man. Ooh, okay. Fucker. Oh, okay, never mind. So this, yeah, this kind of sucks. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, so we have this shown now. So let's now see, right? So this is a component, right, that takes X and Y, the positions themselves, right? Now, of course, there are many ways we could implement this component, right? We could implement it to be very generic, so, you know, but we don't really have to, because this is like dumb as shit, right? So the only other thing that we're gonna actually pass here is children, right? And then we're just gonna render some children eventually, right? Thank you very much for the follow, guys, and all of that stuff. Okay, so where's this crap rendered selection tooltip? Yeah. Ah, shit, my bad. Okay. What? Ah, my bad. So let's say here, hi world. Okay, great. My pleasure, man. Thank you for asking. Okay, so let's go now to my toolbar. If I remember when I implemented this crap toolbar. Yeah, it is. It's true. And yeah, let's see what we got here. Yeah. So let's grab one of those fellas over here just for fun. And yeah, let's smack them. So we could use render prop here to pass in the editor instance. Actually, we don't need to do that, or we can just pass the actual editor. But let me see actually, where am I rendering this? Do I have the actual shit? Fuck. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, technically, yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do something very crazy right here. I just wanna build some POC here just so we can see if that actually works, right? Just wanna build some proof of concept, right? Let's just do basic stuff on click. Let's do that, right? H3 or whatever, right? And yeah, we'll need the editor instance, right? So that kind of sucks ass, but whatever, right? We'll do that later. So let's just build this, use state null. And then over here, we can actually just say set editor, right? And yeah, it's, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's okay. And no, that's not quite gonna work, right? Because we would need then, now we would actually need the selection and stuff, right? But let's see, so what happens if I actually do click that? Is there actually any errors we're getting? On click editor, focus toggle heading level 3, run, let's do this. Thank you very much for follows, guys, and all of that stuff. Appreciate it. Edit or tour, editor. All right, cool. Am I actually clicking on this crap or not? Let's just put a class name here or whatever. Let's say BG rows 500, just so we can see it. And let's say P8. We're building a proof concept here, so we don't give a shit how things look like or whatever at this point in time. So let's try that again. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, it works. There we go, right? So that's what we wanted, right? Yeah, so technically now I should be able to literally move my entire, so if we go to toolbar, here I expose some icons, I loop through some stuff, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, I could literally just take the same crap. I mean, I could literally render the toolbar, in fact, in there. It's just like, what does the toolbar take? So beautiful. Beautiful, actually. So let's try that. So instead of rendering this asshole here, we're going to just say toolbar. Yes. We're going to say editor. We actually need to pass that as a reference. Editor is an object. So, okay, and controls, I guess we're going to say controls, and let's say editor controls dot whatever, add article, right? Editor. Beautiful. Let's see. It completely worked. I love it. Great. Amazing. Whew. No, not really, right? I was so overly confident. I'm ashamed. I actually feel pretty ashamed. Like the level of confidence was too much even for me. I was like, shut the fuck up, man. Okay, Jesus Christ, man. All right, what an asshole, man. I literally I wanted to slap myself with this microphone. Like, shut up, bro. It's gonna. My brain was telling me like, 100% gonna work. 100%. There was no question in my mind that it's not gonna work. How could it be? We need a shut the fuck up counter. Actually, that would be amazing. Okay, I was like $1,000,000% sure. $1,000,000%. $1,000,000% sure. I mean, like, so logical. Wait a minute. Actually, I mean, I am, my ego is hurt a bit, I must admit, right? My ego is hurt without a question here. No, my ego is like completely hurt right now. I don't actually know why it failed. Let's see. Sheet. Editor can change. What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ, man. Shut up, man. Editor can. What the fuck, bro? I think it's ego that's failing. I agree, actually. It's most likely my... Oh, I'm actually globally searching in a wrong project. Toggle italic. What, bro? Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, man. Come on. You know, if the code doesn't work, just comment it out. And if it works after you comment it out, don't comment it back. Wait, let me sit a bit. My legs hurt a bit. My legs are starting to hurt. Let me put the desk down 1 sec. Ooh, feels so nice, man, to sit a bit. I mean, that guy was super smart, man. Why not? I mean, think about it. Okay, but the jokes aside, let me just fix this actually. Genuinely, it is a bit annoying, I must admit. Why would this... Ah, shit. Wait a minute. Maybe. Yeah, wait a minute. It's okay. Dude, wait. I'm actually just messing around. I'm like talking to myself. Man, just wait, all right? All right. I don't know how to name this crap, so just ignore me for now. Just ignore me for now. Shit. Why are you not working immediately? Ryan, good evening, buddy. How's life? No, okay. No, so that was actually fine. All right. All right, that was okay. So that was fine. Let's try this. I don't know. So what the hell is going on? Toggle italic run editor. What is this can, man? Like seriously, like can chain. All right, let's just let's comment it out and see what happens next. Toggle strike. I watch web dev thing for sure. Actually, that's a good idea. Definitely. All right, there we go. Motherfucker. Okay. And can I like click on this shit now? So it's just those two, but fuck them. Okay, so what's... All right. Uh-huh. Wait a minute. All right, beautiful. That's exactly what I want, right? Amazing. Beautiful, amazing, perfect, amazing, beautiful. Beautiful, amazing. Let's go. So that's actually good, right? Let's now keep fixing it. No, we're gonna fix them, but fuck them, right? Fuck them for now. Who cares, man? We're not. We're building a some proof of concept here, right? So let's make sure we. Is there some Z index here, set or something? Actually, you know what? Let's try this. Let's go actually to this story over here, and we're gonna say here. We're gonna say Z index is like 9,000. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. Nice. So it was a Z index. Perfect. Okay, so that's what we wanted. Great. All right, cool. So going back here, right? Beautiful, beautiful, so nice, so nice. Okay, let's go back here and keep smashing that thing. Tip tap here, right? So let's say here, let's actually try to mix this up with the class names. Let's say BG base 200 or something like that. Let's see. Nice, beautiful. So that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. That's literally what I wanted. That's pretty much what I wanted. Let's Swan1, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so now, of course, yeah, like someone said, we'll need to show one menu for mobile and another one for desktop, right? So I'm gonna do that logic, and we'll need to see how responsive this is and how, or how unresponsive it is. And of course, we'll need a menu that shows up. So we'll pretty much, yeah. So when you get to a new line, you'll need to type something like slash, right, to also get this, or we'll need to figure it out, right? Maybe we can have a. Yeah, something like that, right? Let me actually try one thing. Shit. Yeah. Just play with it a bit. Yeah. Not too disgusting, honestly. Right? I mean, it's kind of futuristic. Is it? Do I like shadows? No, not really. MD maybe. Let's see. Let's zoom this to oblivion, right? Just so we can see better. Well, actually, then we need to reset the zoom now. Yeah. Okay. Nah. No. Let's try that. Just need it to be as everything, the rest of the platform super minimal. Yeah, that's okay. I think. Yeah. Okay. Great. Beautiful. That's not so. The only thing that I dislike now, basically, is didn't I very long ago? Yeah, didn't I implement this thing that? Yeah, exactly. How did I use this in other places? Wait, I've implemented this hook called use and click outside, which does exactly that. Fires when you click outside of a specific element. So let's see, set is shown a ref, and then we pass the ref IC. Okay, so beautiful, amazing, perfect. Let's do that. So we're gonna go in here somewhere. We're gonna import this asshole and then this. I don't actually think that we need that. Yeah, that's yeah. Wait a minute. So I don't think that we need on outside click. I see. I see. Yeah, what we can do here, we can say set text selected false, right? Pretty much, right? Yeah. Try that. Shit, didn't work. Of course it didn't work. We didn't pass this ref anywhere, right? So do we will we need to forward ref here? I hope not. I think we will need to forward the ref, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try one crap here, right? Never, yeah, no, it's okay. Just wanna try something quickly. Shit. So actually, so it's, yeah, okay. Let's see if it's actually firing. Outsided. Clicked outsided. Nice, I like that. Click outsided. Let's check the beautiful console. Yeah, it's not firing. I mean, honestly, man, rich text is pain. It's just it's a constant. It's pain, right? There's no, a lot of people here, they ask about, why didn't you use I don't fucking know anymore, Quill or lexical or any of that crap. No matter what you use, man, it's very painful, right? And that's how it is. There isn't one that you'll take and it's just gonna work. It doesn't. Draft.js, I was okay with that thing. It was hard, and then I learned it, and that was really disappointing to throw all of that code we wrote. I spent several streams on learning that and building stuff, and then they deprecated that crap, right? So very disappointing. Yeah. For the most part, I think you watched Draft.js. Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, my bad. Actually, no, I'm a fucking idiot. So no. I was passing the ref to the wrong thing, right? Shit, man. Ah, wait a minute. Where were we? Close that crap. What am I doing? Okay. Filter. What filter, man? Where is this thing now? Tip stories. Yeah. So this ref, we use it to we pass it to a wrong place, right? The ref really should have been here, right? But oof, that's gonna be hard because that doesn't make sense. Thank you everybody for your follows and stuff, fellas. Appreciate it very much. No, actually, I was right. I was so why is this crap not working? It's like super strange. Let me see how am I using it in other places. I completely forgot, honestly. Because yeah, once that's correct. Let me find a few more occurrences where I'm using actually this thing. Input shit. Input wrapper ref. So we have a ref and click outside. And where am I actually passing this fella? Cursor input. What the hell is cursor input? Did I implement this thing? I guess I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Let's do something like this. Hmm. Wait, what am I doing wrong? Shit, I always hate smacking this stuff like this. Wait. All right, so that's the accurate way, right? Yeah. So we forward the ref. We need another set of those fellas, right? How hard is this, man? Jesus Christ. Whew. That was hard, man. X is not defined. Beautiful. I like that. Great. Great. Beautiful. Okay, so it is firing now. Okay. So why is it not? Ah, okay. Huh. Okay, so it's almost great. It's almost working. It's nearly there. Set text selected false. Give me 1 second. So yeah, it is good almost. It's just we need to debug why do I have to click twice for it to actually happen, right? Yeah, right. So that's the problem, right? Why do I have to click twice? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at this fellow over here. So here's the ref. We passed the ref here. I see. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try that again. Interesting. So what, dude, like why? All right, wait a minute. Is it some concurrent, like, wait, use effects. Let's just listen to this side effect here. Shit. That's not what I want. I want this, okay. Let's see what's happening. Let's debug that, right? So it should be true. Oh, okay, so it's false and then true again. Interesting. Why? Huh, interesting. Okay. So it was set to false. So this transaction, probably something happened here. Wait. Transaction. Let's see. Thank you very much, everybody, guys. Thank you very much for your for the follows and stuff. So this Yeah. So the transaction fucking happens, man. All right. And then because transaction happens, this stuff is rerun again, right? So how do we prevent that, right? So basically, transaction also happens when we click outside, right? It's happening together with this thing. So we have to do something here and say, hey, so we need to write some if statements somewhere. 100%. It's like, so maybe something like if um, Stako, my friend, Saturday is good. I'm very sorry. I was also today with the friends. I forgot to respond. Saturday works. Let's figure out the times whenever you guys want. I'm wondering, should we do it in the evening when my son goes to sleep, or when he's awake? I don't know. Thank you everybody for the follows. I think I need to talk to Deanna, but I think it would be better if he's asleep so we can actually talk and have fun. Because if he's awake, we'll just be running after him for the most part. So yeah, so we have a concurrency issue here, right? And we need to fix this, right? So this transaction, we need to say, hey, so let's see if selected and so basically if has tech, let me just try to brute force it a bit. So shit, like, so yeah. So how do we rewrite this a bit? So wait, so on transaction, whenever some transaction happens, we want to always check if something is selected, right? That's true. Then if it is selected here, we want to do something, right? Position that crap, blah, 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 right? Let's also do this here, maybe. And now, yeah, we need to basically prevent this fella to fire, right? Well, how do I block the next transaction? Ah, you mean, yeah. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to work. That's the problem, right? That's not going to work, right? Because we would need this to happen in order. We would need to ensure that this has happened before this, but they almost fire concurrently, right? No, the set selected state basically is Yeah, exactly. Okay, wait, so let's do this. Tap says selection if selected. Let's just do it also if not selected. I don't like this type of code. If is selected, turn. False, maybe 3 states for set selected text. False first time, then selected text. Okay, give me a second. So what did you say, Sak? Whenever you click outside, maybe block the next, maybe 3 states for set select text, false the first time. Yeah, 100%, 100%. So when we select the text, it's set to true basically over here. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Let me put some music on. Are you still listening? I am still listening, bro. Why wouldn't I be listening? Okay, great. So we got that one now as well, right? Beautiful. So that's great. That's great. So basically this crap already works. So you can see kind of we didn't need extension for this one. Let's actually, well, yes. Okay. Oh, really? Okay, wait a minute. So we forgot to do one thing, right? So editor top box. Editor view DOM get bounding. Okay, okay. I see. That kind of fucking sucks, right? So we need to use the cursor here instead of the bounding box, I think. I think it would be better if we just say show it at the actual cursor, right? Can we get the cursor positions instead of this? Fuck, man, I wrote those libraries literally 10 years ago. Why did I forget this API? Let me go to my GitHub. I wrote this crap so many times, man. What did I write? What did I write? I don't actually remember shit. Oh, yeah. I actually wrote a fucking NPM package for this. Thank you, everybody, for your follows. Very much appreciated. How did I do this before? Wait, where is it? Yeah, React right-click menu. I published this package super long ago. Like, why did I forget this crap? Is beyond me. Source JSX. How the fuck did I do this? Use context menu. I implemented some hook. Yeah, and here's the mouse cursor. Yeah, exactly. So get bounding. Yeah, it's this crap, right? Yeah. Drop the database, buddy. Thank you for being here all the time, man. Appreciate you very much. Seriously, man. Thanks a lot. Can't I just say like X and Y? Isn't that what I actually need? What the fuck, man? Are you kidding me? What is this crap, man? Why is it spawning there, man? Are you kidding me? Let's actually see what this asshole said. Okay, see. Let's see. Well, okay. Well, yeah, that's yeah. Start. What is the start coordinates from? So it's kind of almost there, but so what is the distance that it's accounting for? I work at a company called Dream Data. Dreamdata.io. Dude, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, what is this? Edit review chords at pause. I don't want to do arbitrary things. Of course, we can say here, you know, minus 50 plus this, but it just feels super random, right? Why do I even need that, right? It is, right? I mean, it's probably taking X and Y, right? Yeah, maybe that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Not completely disgusting, I think. So that's actually pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. Sure, we'll it's kind of a bit awkward, right? That it's appearing exactly on the text that you select, right? So we could kind of play a bit with literally just adding a bit of random or approximation, right? But that's exactly, yeah, that's what we did. Let's maybe make it 35 or something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean maybe, right? It doesn't really matter, right? I mean, we'll see how consistent and accurate this is over time and then adjust, right? I just wanted to so it's good that we didn't use any extension. This is fairly you can see so the logic we really implemented is minimal. Now we'll see if this thing actually messes up with something. I don't think so. But this is fine, right? I'm actually fine with this, right? Yeah, so this is okay, right? I think this is pretty okay. Now, of course, we'll need to show this only for, we'll need to enable this only for mobile, right? So I have some use mobile hook, right? Yeah. So we're not going to do this here though, right? Great. Okay, beautiful. So that's really what I wanted. Now, actually, let's not do more than this. Let's just try to get this out already. Let's just fill this. Let's just fix this italic crap, and let's see why was this failing. So, icon italic editor can chain focus toggle. Yeah, so it's. So wait a minute. Which one was actually failing? Was it both of them? I think both of them. Thank you very much, Erkan. Appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, this one is failing, and I think italic was failing. So why? What is the difference here? What do we have on click? Editor change focus toggle bold run is active. Editor is active. Italic icon italic is disabled. Yeah, so I don't actually get why is this is not a function. So what is it then? Toggle strike. I know why this is failing, because I think we're not including this crap inside of the editor controls, right? Let's actually take a look at that. If we go here, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this italic, right? Available, whatever, dot italic, then available controls strike. Yeah, 100%. That was the reason. So it actually wasn't bugged at all. It's just that we forgot about that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, beautiful. That's not that's not horrible at all, actually. Now we have another problem, right? So this is great, right? Like you, but the only thing is kind of sucks that I guess you don't want to be clicking on this every time, right? So it would be nice if you're starting a new heading that you can do like so I want to basically write the same functionality that those guys wrote in this extension, right? Just a lot simpler, right? So when you type slash, we get this menu. So pretty much same thing, right? And then we can also show this menu maybe, but let's see, okay. How can I check in TipTap if the first line, if specific, wait, I'd like to, no. I'd like to check, fuck. Let's see that. So we just need a, shit, that sounds super inefficient. You've seen the plugins for chat? No, I did not. So we need to traverse the document. Which plugins? Chat GPT 4 plugins. Did they release official ones? Like which plugins? Jesus Christ. Okay. Zapier. I use Zapier at work. Nice, man. This is going to be great. We might actually we might actually sit in this stream and we can try building a plugin in the upcoming. I think that would be beautiful. This is what we need. Okay, so let's keep on building. This is pretty fun, to be honest. So let's go tip tap utils. Let's see. Let's go to our storybook again. Nice. Very nice. Okay, it already works. Beautiful. So what do we want to do now? Well, I mean, hey, if the line starts with this or whatever, we want to show again something on that position, right? So actually now if we give it this, right? So let's do this. So in the same way we've built the existing menu that shows on selection, I'd like to show a menu when slash is at the cursor position. Well, I mean, you don't have it for free, right? You do not have it for free. You're not using VS Code for free. You are feeding their Copilot with free data. It's not free. I mean, you might feel that it's free, but it's not. Definitely not free. Actually, yeah, this is good. So let's improve a bit of this code. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I like that. Josh, thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it. So this is pretty much, so I think we'll be able to replicate this same behavior here, just in a simpler way, I think. We'll see. Let me not get ahead of myself, but we got the floating menu. Or at least we had it. Did we mess it up now with this thing? Let's see. So we have the floating menu now, I think. Let's just revert whatever I did here just for a second. So yeah, so we got the menu now. That's beautiful. Okay, and let's encapsulate this functionality into something, right? So right now it's a bit strange, right? So let's we're gonna write this whole code in here, and then we're gonna, so let's say here const toggle bubble menu or whatever is it called, right? Numinex, buddy, thank you very much, man. Thank you for coming as always. Sleep well, man. Thank you for being here. There is a glitch though, but we'll have to see about that in a moment. Toggle bubble menu. It's not selected text. Is this? Just give me 1 second here. Just need to test one thing. Yeah, so that seems to be an issue. So if it's not selected, then okay. So we'll need to perfect that for sure. It's not super great because there is this tiny glitch that I can see. You see when I click. Well, actually, is it a glitch though? Well, it is. Why is it? Why is it showing it? Wait. Okay, well, whatever. So that's for. Let's say it's okay for now. Now let's do this same thing. It's fairly simple. Let's literally just grab this crap. It's almost the same code, exactly same code. And we'll just call this one toggle bubble menu. Let's say here const toggle slash menu. And we'll need to obviously make those two work in pair. Now they're probably going to conflict. So actually no. So you can see actually it already works, right? Of course, now it's messing up with the other one, but you can see that. So yeah, now of course we'll want to remove that slash once you type it. So the slash should kind of be gone once the menu opens, and then you can kind of choose. So you should be able to say, hey, I want this to be right. Yeah, it will, 100%. It's not going to be opening this one. It's just, this is now for, we're just, I don't care now what's open. I just need to make sure we're building functionality. Now what we're going to open, we're going to extend this with the props. It can open whatever it wants, right? We can also use it, right? Yeah, there's clearly a lot of questions. I agree. I mean, I can probably assume a bunch of questions now, but let's solve them as they come, right? Because it's a good question, right? The thing is, I don't think so. This is more like a shortcut rather than the text, right? So this is how we're gonna implement it at least. So it's not gonna be really text. So we'll see. But the point isn't to look for text. It's more like I think we should rather try implementing this as a shortcut and say if the user presses slash, right? So I think that's better than figuring out, right? So wait, tip tab shortcuts. But then no, fuck, we can't also do that, right? Well, we could if we do this check, right? If you are at the position, yeah. So basically, we can say, you know, if you are at the start of the line and you press this, that kind of safeguards against your question, right? So how could I extend this additionally with a shortcut? In simple words, I'd like to say if at start cursor position start of the line and user presses a slash, then show the menu. Let me just research a bit. I don't know, but I know what I want to build. It's just, so let's see. Nice. Yeah, I see exactly. This is pretty. It's that shit, man. That's super nice. It's almost what we want. It's just it would take me so long to research this editor dispatch to find this API, and this shit just prints it out in 3 seconds. How crazy is that? All right, let's kind of figure out what's happening here so we don't just copy paste like idiots. Toggle slash menu. Let's first see if this makes any sense in the current. Yeah. Well, it's not actually removing the. It's not removing the. So we are getting the error, and that's probably the dispatch. Yeah, I fucking knew it. I was actually pointing to that dispatch, and it doesn't seem to be working. Wait, where's the dispatch? Yeah, transaction. So we try to import this, delete editor dispatch. Is it maybe transaction.dispatch? Wait, tr.dis. I don't think so. It's 11 p.m. here as well, yes. Yeah, this is what I want to implement. Yeah, pretty much, yes. Correct. Something like that, yes. So where the hell is the dispatch? Wait, console log, transaction. Come on, man. Come on. Ah, my bad. Sorry. Let's put it in here. Okay, so there is the dispatch. So view. Okay. So editor.view dot. This is one of those instances where actually TypeScript is useful a lot. All right, so, well, did it work? Maybe. So it did trim the stuff, it did dispatch that crap. The problem is, so yeah, so in a way it does work. But then the editor also closes, right? Let me also just close this so it doesn't collide with it potentially. Test is not defined. What? Where the fuck is the test, man? So yeah, so it is happening what we want, but it's so basically what I want is that when I press the slash, it just opens the menu, but it doesn't actually write the slash, right? So that's actually good. So if text to left is this, and parent first, child and parent first, child text content starts with this, exactly start of the editor coordinates, editor bounding box, sure, whatever. Oops, that's API, so that's great. tr.delete. Let's see if this, yeah, that has to be that, yeah. Did we forget something here? The slash is indeed removed, but the editor, but the, I don't know, menu remains hidden. All right, let's play something else. Apologies, in tip the on transaction method is typically invoked after the state transaction has taken place. In this case, where the transaction typing means that it has already been added to the state by the time. So when we remove the slash immediately, it might not be invoked the second time as the state. What we can do to solve this is use a prose mirror. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, fuck. No, why do we have to go here? This now starts making things complicated, and I don't want that. Shit. How does, let me just get inspired by, so how does this work? They press slash, let's see. Press slash, introduction, okay? Come on, press it, bro. Okay, so, yeah, but, So, yeah, it's just like now when I look at this crap, the question is, do I want it like that, though? You know what? Okay, so this is all cool and great, blah, blah, blah. But let's do this in steps, right? I'm just getting ahead of myself here, right? Completely. So let's try to get this out already. I don't wanna solve too many things and then merge this in 3 weeks or 3 days. So we have this crap working now, I think. Now the only thing that kind of sucks that now you'll have to do this, and then yeah. But I don't think that's that disastrous, right? Like, hey, I want a heading. So yeah, it would be better if you just press some shortcut and you get the menu, right? But that can also be really like, wait, fuck, what was that thing called? There was that. You should show some version it by default without hover for at least the videos and images. Well, for mobile, we're gonna have to show the old one anyway, right? So that's without a doubt, right? So we need to say here, you know, Stako, good night, man. Thank you very much for coming, dude. Say hi as always. I'll talk to her either tonight or in the morning. Absolutely, man. Do you use caching? I'm not sure on what end. You need to be more specific. Yes, we have caching, but depending where and what and etc. Okay, great. All right, so let's. Okay, great. So it works. We're using Redis in the. I'm using Redis in the API. Yes. And there's no such thing as caching on DB collections. Is mobile. Okay, so and then over here, obviously, we want to use the same hook, right? So we're going to say const is mobile is use mobile, I guess, right? And then we don't want to invoke that, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the only thing that we basically have to fix is this glitch, right? We have a slight glitch there, right? And I think it's due to this this state. Young full stack, thank you very much, buddy. So I guess if we get rid of this, right, then that glitch should be gone. But then you can't really click outside. You have to click inside of the editor, right? Let's test that, right? Yeah, right. So that is the issue. One of the issues we have to fix. All right. So let's see why is this happening. So oops. Pax, thank you, buddy. So I guess what we could try doing though is we could say here, hey, use effects. I think that should fix this glitch, right? And then here we can say text selected, right? And then we can say if text selected is this crap, right? Fucking this Copilot is sometimes so fucking annoying, man. It's ridiculous. Like, so something like this, right? Try that again. Yeah, that's not correct. Yeah, so that's the problem. So even when I yes, I am. Yes, since day one almost. Yes, it's worth every penny. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so that's the only thing. Why is it? So that's now the only thing we actually have to fix. So why is it? So yeah, so it bugs out, I think, here. So let's see. So right, I do something, right? Great. I select it. Great. I click out. Great. But it still says is selected true, right? So that is the problem, right? Is selected is still has selection editor state selection. So we need to So that internal state is kind of messed up, right? Interesting. So that's the only thing. So we need to figure out a way to unselect, right? So I think here when we do this set, but that's kind of what this is supposed to do. But then we get actually here again, then we ask the same crap, right? So so if it's selected, blah blah blah. One sec, let me just play something. Let me play something. Yeah, this is all good stuff. See what this does. Yeah, that's not good. Jesus Christ, man. So freaking annoying. So the transaction, so somehow in here we need to do something. Let's ask this guy. Is there a way to dispatch and reset selection in TipTap? Is there something we can dispatch? Yeah, you can reset the selection TipTap using set selection method on transaction. Nice. Yeah, this is literally what we need. Beautiful. Yeah, we need to import this crap, okay? Jesus Christ. Okay, wait, let's try this crap. Oof. Hmm. I mean, I don't think we're struggling with anything. I think we're making insanely good progress. This is not a struggle. This is great. Nothing here is a struggle. This is amazing. We already made that crap work. That's beautiful. Now it's just PNPMI pros mirror state, I guess. Let's see. This is complicated stuff, right? You need to know the pros mirror API. You need to know the TipTap API. So this is a very non-generic type of task, right? Most of the tasks that we do daily, they're fairly generic. This thing is yeah, this thing is not generic. It's not something you build every day, right? It's actually Okay, beautiful. Let's try this fella out. Okay, I think that's exploding a bit. Let's see. Where is that crap? Text selection. Pros mirror state. Okay, that's actually good, right? Okay, and then we learned that this ChatGPT, so this is editor.view.dispatch. I think that's what we learned at least. Okay, I think it worked. Yeah, it worked. Oh my God, so nice, so beautiful. Yeah, that's it. Nice. I have to work overtime today at the office, and Wednesday and Thursday might come in. Jeez. Are you at work now? Nice. Okay, so this is really good. This is really, I'm very happy with it. Working remotely. Got it. Got it. Don't overwork yourself, man. So this is really good. I like it. We made it very nice. Obviously, ChatGPT saved us hours of work because we would need to research this API. We would need to figure out. But yeah. Man, that would be amazing. Whenever you want it, from me, it's always a yes. So it's really, you should utilize, you have me for free, and you should probably utilize that because I cost a lot of money per hour. So think about it. You can get me anytime you want, man. Beautiful. Okay, that's super happy with that. That's good. Not complicated. Well, there's another guy. There's another guy who costs a lot. His name is Penosa. Custom extensions. Okay, so let's get rid of that crap. Penosa, man, enjoy your vacation. I mean, I can see how much you love me, considering you're spending your vacation watching me. Like, you can't live without me, and that's a fact. And go to bed now. It's good to know. It's good to know. Kuruf, good evening, my friend. How is life? How is life? Ah, it's a thin line between love and hate, like an Iron Maiden song is called. He hates me, but he loves me out of the hate. Mostly hate. I hate you too, man. I hate you too. Please come back whenever you can. That's how much I hate you. All right, beautiful. No, I'm actually pretty happy with this progress. I've seen enough tonight. Fair enough. Life is going like I can't take it anymore. What's up, man? Is there anything I can say or do to make you feel better, man? What is bothering you, dude? I'm using Vite, whatever is pronounced. Alex, thank you very much, man. Very very nice name. Beautiful, the most amazing name, because my name is Alex as well. Okay, so this is beautiful. I really like this very much. Fuck, how heavy is this though? Wait, I'm just looking for music. Webpack. Let me tell you one thing. So after we switched, so I'm not exaggerating. I can literally tell you. So after we switched from Webpack to Vite, our Circle CI build went from 8.5 minutes to 2 minutes. That was the so far in my career for those 15 years of work. Has been the best optimization in the shortest amount of time. We literally swapped it in like 10 minutes, and it was like 4 times reduced it's incredible. It's like so much faster. Hard to find the right words to say. Kuruf, I'm not a psychiatrist or whatever, man, but I don't know what to say. Just try to enhance your perception of life and all possibilities that it could have been, and I mean it could have been a million times worse when you look at the world, right? Have you been in Turkey? I have not, but me and my wife, we want to go there badly for vacation. Okay, my wife is back. Just give me 1 second. All right, so let's try to commit this and push it to production, actually. Why not, right? Well, actually, fuck, we can't push it because it's in the story. Let's move the code to the actual tip-tap thing, right? So where is the actual story? It's over here, right? So let's prettify this code a bit. So let's go components. Let's call this bubble menu. Let's call it like that with 2 B's, I guess. Bubble menu. That's the way you do it. You got to lose in refrigerator. The fuck? Life is all about perception, right? Some people in this life who are, let's say, dying of horrible diseases, they would give everything if their problems could be financial, right? So I mean, it's really truly about perception, right? Some people would give everything if they could just be poor but not be sick, for example, right? So that's why I say, you know, never forget that there's always people out there who have it way worse than you, right? Of course, there's people out there who have it way better than you as well. But being depressed because economical situation is bad is you don't need that, right? There's a lot of shit in this world, man. You know, so there's a lot of shit in this world, dude. I'm a tech lead at my company. You can find my LinkedIn. You can go and check my LinkedIn if you want. I don't care. Shadow, good evening, buddy. Salkin guy, very quickly, man. The change isn't radical. You have basically you have to just generate generic Vite config and then replace your environmental variables, because your environmental variables right now are suffixed by, you know, or React underscore whatever. In Vite, when you switch to Vite, you need to name them Vite underscore something, right? Welcome back. Okay, so that works again, right? Let's see, what the fuck is going on? Does not provide export bubble menu. Okay. Bubble menu. What? Ah, I didn't actually export it. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, that's my bad. Beautiful. So beautiful. Jesus Christ. How crazy beautiful can it be? Okay, good. So let's keep. Ah, shit. Okay, it's not mobile up. No, if it's not mobile, sorry, my bad. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. I don't think that there's a best language for beginners, right? But let me elaborate what I mean. So the thing is, the most important thing when you start learning anything in life, right? Especially job that provides very tangible results, right? Is that you need to build things as quickly as possible, so you can see them and feel the progress of your learning as quickly as possible. So in simple words, if you want to build, if you want to learn to program, you have to program to build, right? So you need to find the you need to find the balance between bottom up learning and top down learning. So in simple words, most courses out there, most schools out there, they teach this very bottom up approach. So you start with small concepts. What is a variable? What is a statement? What is a function? What is a and then you wait a bit too long to actually build something meaningful, so your brain can, in a practical sense, understand why you're doing that. It's like, why am I looping through a list of numbers, right? Why am I, doing all of this crap, right? So in simple words, yes, if you, for example, go with JavaScript, you want to try to throw yourself out there and say, okay, I have a goal, I want to build this page, and when I click on this button, I want this to happen. So you want to kind of get there as quickly as possible and then work a bit backwards and forwards, right? So sometimes you're going to make something work, then you're not going to understand how it actually works, what it does, how it works, but then you can go back and then revisit that. So in simple words, the most fundamental thing when you're learning to program is to throw yourself into building things as quickly as possible. And that's where JavaScript is good. So JavaScript is not a super great language, like if we compare them raw language to language. But the reason why it's so good for beginners is because you can build web pages and you can see them almost right away, right? If you open, let's say, if you open JSBin or something, if I type here h1, hello world, right? This is already some markup language, some code, right? And then I could say, how can I make a button, right? And then when I click this button, I want to make this text red, for example, right? So no other language provides you with this ability to very quickly build something that you can see with your own eyes, because you don't need to install, I don't know, .NET framework or I don't know, Rust or whatever, right? So that's where it's easy to learn, right? So you say, okay, this month, I want to be able to build something like this. And then when I click this, right, I wanna, so this is how you should learn. You should say, this month I would like to learn, I wanna build some basic page that has some interaction, interactive behavior. That's what JavaScript really is about. You have HTML and CSS for content and colors and style and layout. And then you have JavaScript for interaction, it's like event-driven programming, right? So yes, JavaScript is great in that sense because again, it enables you to come here in 2 seconds and say, okay, so when I click this, so when I click on a button, I will call some function, and that function will select an h1 using DOM API, and then I will set the attribute color to, let's say, red. So this is kind of how you want to do it. You want to find that balance between, again, bottom up and top down approach of learning. The worst thing people do is they start with the basics, with very, very basics. So they get bored after a month of not building anything, right? So you need to figure out how you function as a person, and then once you do that, then you'll know how you learn best, right? So yes, that's how it is. That is how it is. Okay, beautiful. Sullivan, my friend. My pleasure, Shadow. My pleasure. But don't forget, there's no shortcuts in learning anything, especially programming. So the only way you can learn to program is to program, right? The only way you can learn to play tennis is to take the racket and play the tennis. You cannot learn it by watching others play. You cannot get stamina by sitting down and watching others run circles for you. So if you want to be good, you have to do the work. There's no sitting on the bench and watching others run and thinking, oh, I'm losing calories as well by looking at others running, right? You don't, right? No tutorial, no book, nothing is going to help you without you sitting down and doing the work. That's how it is. The fuck. Oh, I already have it. Okay. I have not, Sullivan. I have not yet. Give me 1 second. I just need to focus on this and then I'm going to get to you in one moment, please. Oh shit, okay. So it's use ref, okay. I'm just moving the stuff we wrote in a story now to actually to the tip tap itself, just so we made it work, and now we just need to kind of move it obviously here. Toggle. Oh shit! Did I import it twice? Seems I did. Use effects. Yes. Text selection. Prose mirror. Beautiful. Tip tap utils. Yes. Beautiful. Toggle build menu. Set editor. Shit. That's kind of hot. Fuck. Actually, that's that's actually good. We don't really need the editor here, so that's great. And then toggle this thing. Where did we have it? Toggle bubble menu. Oh yeah, and then on transaction here, right? Yeah, exactly. So did I actually grab that fully? Yes, I did. On editor, on update, right? Toolbar. What the fuck? Oh, never mind. Editor content input. Editor content. What the hell is going on? Where's my... One sec. Yeah, for sure. Server-side rendering is all over the place, yes. Oh shit, Gary Moore. I mean, you need to be more specific, right? What about server-side rendering is a concept. I mean, WordPress is server-side rendered for 30 years, right? So there's nothing. What do you mean the SSR part? It's the front end rendered in the server, right? It's not rocket science, right? I'm not using SSR, no. So, WordPress has been server-side rendering stuff for 30 years, right? I mean, first websites ever, they were server-side rendered, right? Before client took over and stuff, right? Where the fuck is my man? Like, what is happening here? Input header, toolbar. Ah, shit. Okay. Fine. Oh, I see. The thing is, Next.js is a framework itself, right? It uses React as a rendering engine, just like handlebars and right. No, the white guitar is Ibanez.js. It's the Joe Satriani's model. It's Ibanez.js. I see a lot of people switching from React to Svelte. Honestly, yeah. I mean, what's to say, right? People switch technologies always, right? Hoping that the next thing is going to solve the problem, right? But it's not, right? So oh yeah, actually, fuck yes. So I think this transaction that I have, like, yeah, actually, I know what we're gonna do. So we're not gonna actually pass the transaction here. What I'm actually going to do is, where's the untransaction bullshit? Over here, right? And then what was I doing here? Yeah. So I'm just gonna actually try that in here. Well, it's not true. I mean, it's not every week, right? And you have to understand, JavaScript is the most popular language in the world. So naturally, it has highest amount of new things coming out. That's just statistics and logic, right? The fact that there's new things coming out shouldn't concern you or me. That just means that people are building great things. More power to them. They should be doing that. And if something sometimes comes out that's better, great, good for all of us. It's not that you're spending your own time contributing to any of this anyway, right? So in simple words, I mean, you shouldn't really be too much concerned if you know something is right. Like you know, it's why not? I mean, if people want to build things, more power to them, right? Um, that's just my take on it, right? It's I mean, if people didn't build things, nothing today would exist, right? You don't have to learn the new library. Who said that you have to who said that you have to learn the new library? Who told you that? You don't have to learn anything. You can stick to the technology at your work that you use, and then so right. So what do you mean you don't have to learn anything that you don't want to learn? There's some companies are still hiring jQuery developers, right? So I mean, let's not share the fake idea here. It's not true. You don't have to learn it. You don't have to learn Svelte. You don't have to learn Vue. You don't have to learn Angular. You can learn whatever you want and find a job with that thing that you like. Also, if you truly grow. Sure, just make a choice, man. All of those technologies are great. All of them are great, and you can choose whatever your preference is, right? Whatever aligns with your value and design and perception of how programming should be. That's the beauty of choice, right? And the burden sometimes, sure, it is true that sometimes having too many choices is not great, of course, but I don't see a problem. I think people should be building new things, more power to them. And I mean, I'm not affecting, it's just, you know, that's how innovation happens. People build shit tons of stuff, and then eventually some of this scrappy things, one of them comes up and becomes great, right? So that's how it works, right? Then use React. I mean, that's it, done. If you like React, use React, done, right? You know, all of those frameworks are fundamentally the same. They're literally the same crap with different syntax, right? If you learn one of them, you can learn the other in 5 days, right? So it's not that they're right. It's not that they're fundamentally different. They're not. They're literally the same crap with different syntax, right? So if you truly understand, it's the same with APIs. If you build an API in Go or Node or Java or C#, you can build an API in any language because the concepts are identical. You have a router, a controller, some view, you have some service layer if you have it. So if you learn it properly once, you can do it. I can now pick a language in that I've never heard about, and I guarantee in 2 streams we're gonna build an API or whatever in it easily, right? Why? Because it's all the same crap with different syntax. That's all that there is, right? Svelte is going to be same crap and all of this shit, right? So that's why I say pick whatever you like, and nobody's forcing anybody to learn anything, right? And it's not possible to learn everything, right? Anyway. My pleasure, man. My pleasure, man. I've wrote Haskell, I wrote C++, I wrote several languages, and I like them all. I miss C++, honestly. I miss it now. Now when I'm a better developer than 10 years ago, I miss it. I mean, I like to build things. I don't give a shit what the language is, as long as I can do it easily, right? That's the whole point. If language enables you, right, I wrote C++ up until 11, and then yeah, I haven't seen anything after 11. Okay, let me just focus on this for a moment. But yeah, don't yeah. Tip tap. I don't like this too much, honestly. I don't like this too much, to be very frank with you. I see. So this is what we were missing. Yeah, I completely forgot about that, right? Tip tap react. What the fuck? We'll rewrite this slightly a bit in a second. Let's just try to make it actually work. What is the chance of the 4 and 1 year experience React developer to find a job in Europe? Where are you from? Where do you come from? You're not from the European continent, right? Considering you're saying job in Europe, where are you from? Well, you are in Europe. It depends how persistent you are, right? Chance is definitely there. It's not going to be easy. You're going to get rejected a lot, but if you have a nice character, if you can show some skills past the interviews, I don't see why not, honestly. I don't see why not. Wait, what the fuck did we mess up in here? What's wrong with imports? Why would something having a lot of imports be, what is the problem with that? JS, good night, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. Uh, which one is it? You mean TipTap? Because those are all small broken modules by the TipTap editor. So TipTap they've broken down the editor itself to small chunks. So when you install it, you don't have to install a bunch of crap that you don't want, right? So each one of those is one control in the editor. So it's, if you go to programmer.network, right? So all of those things are separate extensions. So if I write a new article, so bold is one extension, typography is another, unordered list is another. So they're all broken down into, because maybe somebody doesn't need some of them, right? So yeah, indeed, it looks like shit here. It's a bunch of stuff, but it's very small things. Basically, each one of those things is an import itself, right? Okay, so I did get distracted a bit by the chat, and I love it actually. It's all good. No, just let me. I just wanted to actually push this to production actually before I go to bed. It's midnight here already, and my wife just came back from work. So let's actually try to achieve this to now. Why the fuck is our tip tap? Why is our story failing? What it is that we did? What did we do? Was it this that messed it up? Marjorie Dev, good evening, buddy. No, I didn't have a big wedding. No, I'm married. I've been with my wife for 15 years. I've been married for 6. And we have a small boy. He's 4. Rendered more hooks than during the previous. What the fuck is going on, man? Are you kidding me? How did we mess this up? I mean, what the hell did we do? That's crazy. Forward wrap. Oh, wait a minute. I honestly genuinely don't know what we did. Okay, so yeah, so it is breaking now. It's okay. Let's fix it. Yeah, so we're get what? Oh shit. Oops. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, but I mean, I don't actually care. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would want him to do this. I mean, obviously, I would if he would really enjoy it. Then obviously, as a parent, I would support him to do anything. But yeah, I'm not so sure, right? This is not. I mean, this is not a. It's a beautiful job, and I deeply love it. I've been doing this most of my life, but it's not something that like wow programming. Like you're sitting whole day every day, right? I mean, I don't think it's in human nature to. I don't think that we were initially, at least, were bound to sit this long, right? So I don't actually know, right? The fuck did I do, man? Like, yeah, but well, actually, I know what I did. Like, all of this, we like, yeah. Wait, where the hell is this shit, man? Where is it, man? Yeah, that's good. I don't think that by the time he's a programmer, anybody is going to be giving a shit about or even knowing what a linked list is. It's already nobody already cares, let alone when he's a when he's a small kid. I don't think so. AI is going to be, as it's already is, implementing the linked lists and crap like that. We're going to be just doing some other things. Okay. Let's revert that. That was super messy because I was super distracted by the actual chat. So let's try that once again. Just moving it from our story and smacking it in here. Bubble shit. Bubble menu. We'll fix that up later. Thank you very much for the follow. Hassam. Toggle crap, yeah. Okay. And then where are we? Where do I do this? Yeah. On transaction, we want to do pretty much this. You keep me satisfied. Jesus Christ, man. So much crap. Ah, almost. Oh, almost. Let's see. Let's see what we fail with. Probably bubble menu was imported from a wrong place. Yep, motherfucker. Okay. Ref current set contents is not a function. Interesting. I have both of them, hello friend, but I mean, if I had to choose, I would choose ChatGPT for sure. If I had to choose. Got it. ChatGPT. ChatGPT 100%. Oh, what? Ah, I see. My pleasure, man. Okay, so I think we're about to do it. I think it's mobile text select. So what the hell is exploding? Let's see again. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. You mean what I'm building generally in this stream, or what am I doing now? Ref current. Ah, okay. I think we messed up the ref, didn't we? Ah, I see. Okay, so here's the actual ref. Stockron, thank you very much, buddy. That's very kind of you, man. I hope you're having a good time, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it for supporting the project. Thanks, man. All right, so let's fix this so I can head to bed. Let's just migrate it from Storybook. So what are we? So there's something wrong with some ref somewhere. So wait a minute. And this thing is very, very complex, unfortunately. Nice, man. Thank you very much. Very happy to hear that. Very happy to hear that. What type of content? It's hard to tell, right? I mean, I would like to. I'm building something that's hopefully gonna. We'll see over time, right? This is not my full time job. I do this. This whole platform has been built in this stream, right? So I stream what 10 hours a week or something like that, right? So, but I would like, yeah, people to use, yeah, to write obviously our technical articles and stuff, but also as they're doing now, to write on the feed here and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, various types of things, and most of all, I would like people to proudly share their profile. So if you're applying for a job or if you, so I would like people to use those profiles that we're gonna add more features to in the future and make better. I would like this to be like I don't know, like something that the developer is proud to share. Is like you want to know what I'm doing, you want to know my projects, my experience, my interests and stuff. Well, take a look at my programmer network profile, right? So that's kind of what I would want people to feel, and I need to feel that I'm building this for myself first and foremost, and for others, right? John followed me. Hey, John. Thank you, buddy. Okay, you know what, fellas? I think we did a pretty good progress today. I think I'll have to round it up now. I'm super happy with what we did, and this is great. It's super late here. It's all midnight almost, and I'll need to get some sleep. I need to work tomorrow. Then I have to take care of my son. Then I have to see some friends. Then I have to wait for my wife again. So a lot of you were new, and thank you very much for being here. I truly hope you had fun. I certainly did. Hello, friend. Make sure to clear cache, probably because you have an old version, so clear the cache. And for the rest of you who followed me and supported this project, thank you very much. Come any stream you want. If you have any questions, never be shy. Just ask. I'm happy to help you out. And yeah, sign up on Programmer Network. I would highly appreciate if you could take 2 minutes of your time. And if you want to kind of, yeah, support back or whatever, just do that. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you very much, Stock. Thank you very much, everybody. Sleep well. Have a great night or day, wherever you are. And I'll catch you guys up tomorrow. Yeah, peace out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Cheers. Bye-bye.